POV, your life as every level of a rapper.
Scraped together from a part-time job at a grocery store. A USB microphone from Amazon. Not the good one. The one with 3 stars and reviews.
So the USB
complaining about
ones too.
background noise.
So the
Cracked
USB
recording
ones.
software downloaded from a torrent site, the version that crashes if you try to use too many tracks. A closet full of clothes that doubles as a vocal booth. Blankets hung from hangers.
Wait, that's actually
to
not a
absorb
bad
echo that
shout.
still bleeds into every take. You record at 2 a.m. when your mom's asleep and the apartment is quiet enough. The neighbors below you work night shifts. The neighbors above you have complained twice about bass that wasn't even that loud. You
So
learn
your
to
mom
keep
can
the
sleep at your
volume
neighbor's
low,
camp,
to
I
mix with
guess.
headphones, to create in conditions that would make professional engineers weep. Your SoundCloud has 200 followers. Half of them are bots, a quarter are other rappers, hoping you'll follow back. Maybe
Jesus,
50
bro.
are real humans who found your tracks through hashtags and recommendations. You study the analytics obsessively. Where they're listening from. How long before they skip. Which tracks get replayed. The grind is invisible. Every
Facts,
day
that's
you're
a
learning
fact, though.
production.
For anything,
Watching
though.
YouTube tutorials on mixing and mastering. Studying how your favorite artists structure their flows. You're writing constantly. Filling notebooks with bars. Recording takes until your voice is shot. The progress is so slow it's almost imperceptible. Your first show is an open mic at a bar that smells like beer and broken dreams.
Ew.
8 people in the audience.
SoundCloud
3
rapper
of them
there, I
performing.
guess.
The rest just there for cheap drinks on a Tuesday. You get 90 seconds. And you use every one, rapping to a beat playing from your phone plugged into a PA system that distorts
guess this
everything above
happens?
2K. When you're done, one guy nods. Just nods. He's probably drunk. He probably won't remember you tomorrow. But in this moment, that nod feels like victory. Someone heard you. Someone responded. That's more than
This is
most
so
people
sad
ever
the way
get.
it's described.
You
He
sign up for
probably won't
every open
remember
mic you can find. The good ones that book
That's
real
crazy, bro.
artists. The bad ones in coffee shops where the crowd just wants you to finish.
Who raps at
so
a
they can
coffee
get
shop?
back
That
to
just
their
doesn't make sense.
conversations.
Actually doesn't make
The
sense.
ones that charge you to perform, which feels wrong, but you pay anyway because stage time is stage time. Level 2,
You gotta pay to perform?
LOK artist. The streams tick up from
Fries.
hundreds to thousands. Not millions, not even close. Not even enough to pay rent, but enough that you start to believe this might actually work. The algorithm notices you occasionally. Your tracks appear in playlists with names like Underground Heat and Undiscovered Fire.
Wait, I'm just
Playlists
realizing it. Is
nobody
this
follows,
narrator
but that
AI?
make you feel legitimate
I
anyway.
think so.
You learn the game. How to
can hear
tag your
it.
tracks for maximum discoverability. How to engage with other artists so they'll engage back. How to time your releases for when listeners are most active. Music is only half of it, maybe less than half. The rest is marketing, and marketing is a skill they don't teach in studios. A local blog writes you up.
That's a
A
fact.
DJ plays your track at a club. Someone mentions you in a Reddit thread about underground artists to watch. You start performing at actual venues. Opening slots.
But they pay
mostly.
you, huh?
3 songs
They
and you're
pay you
done.
now.
15 minutes to make an impression on crowds that are still arriving. Checking
Something
their
about
phones,
this just
waiting
doesn't
for
give
the
me a
headliner.
rapping theme,
You
bruh.
learn that stage presence isn't natural. It's practiced. The money is negative. Studio sessions cost $200 an hour,
Nah,
and
studio
you need at
sessions
least
be
2 hours to
wicked-
get anything usable.
wicked crazy.
Beats cost $50 to $1,000, depending on who made them. Marketing, promotion, travel, everything costs money you're making at a job you hate. Your mom asks when you're going to get serious about your future. She doesn't understand that this is your future. This is the
Damn,
only
that
future
sucks,
you can
bro.
imagine. The alternative, office job, quiet desperation, watching other people live the life you wanted. That's not a future. That's a slow death. You drop a mixtape, 14 tracks, a year of work, everything you have. It does okay, not great, not viral, just okay.
Damn.
Local blogs cover it. Some DJs spin cuts from it. Your streams increase, but not enough to quit your day job. The
Okay.
manager reaches out. She's small time. Handles a few local artists who
Not a
mostly
bad
haven't
shout.
gone anywhere. But she believes in you. More importantly, she
This AI is
understands
kinda
things you
uncomfortable,
don't.
Eli.
Contracts, royalties, publishing.
Like, why is he
The
making those
thousand ways the
noises?
industry can take advantage of artists who just want to make
I know it's an
music.
AI too. I can
She
hear
starts booking better shows. Opening slots for acts with actual followings. Festival spots on the smallest stages.
it. Cloverfest.
Showcases where A&Rs actually show up sometimes. She handles the business you don't understand while you focus on the art you do. The grind continues,
Okay.
but the grind changes. You're not just making music in a closet anymore. You're building something.
I seen that. I seen
a
the reflection.
brand, a presence, a story that might someday be worth
This
telling.
is 100% AI,
Level
by the way.
3, signed artist. The
Ooh,
call
we got
comes on a
sand.
Tuesday afternoon while you're stocking shelves at the grocery store. You still haven't quit. Your manager's voice is different. Excited in a way you've never heard her. A label A&R saw your performance at a showcase. Pulled your streaming numbers. Listened to your entire catalog. They want to meet. They want to talk about the future. You call in sick for the rest of your shift. You go home and listen to every track you've ever released. Trying to hear what they heard. Trying to understand what made them notice you out of the thousands of artists trying to get noticed. The meeting is in an office that costs more per month than your mom's annual rent. They
Not a
talk
bad
numbers
shout.
that sound like fantasies. Advance money. Marketing budgets. Production support. Distribution deals that would put your music in front of millions. The contract is 114 pages. Your manager
What?
brings a lawyer who charges $300 an hour to explain what you're signing away. Publishing splits, recording rights, options clauses, morality provisions. The advance isn't a gift. It's a loan
300
against future
pages for
royalties
what?
you
I don't
might
get
never
it.
earn. You sign
Is
anyway.
that true? Like, do they actually
Everyone
have to look through
signs.
300 pages?
The alternative is staying invisible forever. Studio sessions change everything. Real producers, real engineers, real rooms where albums you grew up on were recorded. You're nervous in ways you never were in your closet booth. The pressure is different. The expectations are different. Everyone's time costs money, and you're supposed to deliver something worth all of it.
I see.
Your first major single drops with actual marketing behind it.
That is
playlist
actually kind of stressful.
placements,
Imagine, like,
social media
no, because think about it.
campaigns.
Think about it. Imagine you pay for studio time and then you just don't have enough time and you run out.
Radio
suck,
pushers
actually.
making calls to program directors. The streams jump from thousands to hundreds of thousands. People you've never met are singing your words, making videos to your hooks, arguing about your lyrics in comment sections. You see yourself discussed on forums, analyzed by YouTube critics, praised and dismissed by people who
DJ
don't
academics.
know anything about you except what you put in your music. The opinions hurt more than you expected. You thought you wanted attention, now you have
Nah,
it and
you
it feels
don't
like
want
being
it.
watched through a microscope.
Yup.
Level 4, touring artist. The road is not what the movies show. It's not parties and glamour and spontaneous adventures in new cities. It's hotel rooms that blur together. Identical
Hotel
beige
rooms on
walls
hotel rooms on
and
hotel
scratchy
rooms,
sheets and air conditioning that's either too cold or broken.
Well,
It's
if
fast
you're-
food and
if
green
you got signed
rooms
to a deal, they should be
because you
giving
don't
you a
have time
good
for real
hotel.
meals. It's sleeping on buses that never stop moving. Waking up in a different state without remembering the transition.
No flight
The romance
beats?
of touring dies within the first week. What replaces
Damn.
it is something
That
more
sucks.
complicated. Exhaustion mixed with exhilaration. Boredom punctuated
The
by
life
moments
of SoundCloud
transcendence.
rappers. This is how
It's
they live.
performing the same songs every night until they stop meaning anything. Until they're just motions you go through while your mind wanders. But the shows, God, the shows. 1,000-person venues where everyone knows every word. Where strangers become a single organism, moving to sounds you created in solitude. Festivals where you can see the crowd extending to the horizon. A sea of raised hands and phone lights and faces you'll never know, but who know your words by heart.
It's like Rolling
Moments
Loud
when
or
the bass
something.
drops
Goddamn,
and
they
the
got
whole
like
building moves
10,000
together,
people.
and
It's
you
an outdoor
understand
one
why
too.
people give their lives to this. Moments when the energy between stage and crowd becomes something electric, something holy, something that no recording will ever capture. Those moments make everything else worth enduring. The bad
Facts.
hotels,
I can see that.
the endless drive,
Why are you going off
the
bad hotels for
pressure
a sign?
and the paranoia and the politics. All of it disappears when the music hits and the crowd responds, and for a few minutes you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You open for major artists who treat you like you don't
Is that
exist.
yeet?
You headline small venues where people line up for hours to see you. The
Whoa.
contrast is disorienting. One night you're nobody, the next night you're everything, and neither feeling is stable.
Maybe
The
that's
money
what it
improves,
is.
but the money also complicates. Lawyers and accountants and business managers taking their percentages. Label recouping the advance from every stream. Publishing splits that mean you
Isn't
earn
that why Polo
pennies
G
from
was,
songs that make other people
He
dollars.
left his company, right? He
You're
hated his company because
successful
they
and
wouldn't let
broke
him release songs or
simultaneously.
anything too.
Your second album has to outperform your first. That's the trap nobody explains. Growth is mandatory. If you plateau, you're failing. If you're failing, the
That's a
machine
fact.
moves
That's
on
actually
without
such
you.
a fact.
Level 5, Mainstream success. The song goes viral for reasons nobody can explain.
Facts.
A dance trend on TikTok that uses your hook. A meme format that samples your beat. Some unpredictable alignment of algorithm and cultural moment that turns your track into a phenomenon that crosses demographics, that plays in grocery stores and car commercials.
Like
That your
Skrilla.
grandmother has somehow heard.
Stupid
You wake
bitch.
up one morning with 50,000 new followers.
Damn.
By the end of the week, it's 500,000. The streaming numbers stop making sense. Millions of plays, tens of millions. Numbers that were fantasies when you were recording in your closet. Suddenly you're everywhere.
And now you're just
Talk
him,
shows,
huh?
magazine covers,
Yeah, I
brand
wish.
deals. The
God
money
damn.
becomes real money. Not rich forever money, but enough that you buy your mom a house, pay off her debts, set up accounts that will keep her comfortable no matter what happens to your career. That was always the dream,
W's.
really. Everything
W's.
else was just the path to making that
W's.
possible. Awards shows where you sit in audiences full of people you idolize.
Now what is it, like Superstar?
Growing up,
or like Hall of Fame?
collaborations with
Grammy?
artists whose posters hung on your childhood wall. Moments that feel like arriving, like you finally made it, like everything you sacrificed was worth it. But the pressure scales with success. The expectations now are impossible. Every release has to be bigger, better, more
That is
impactful.
true. That's
The
how
label wants
artists
pop
quote unquote fall
crossovers.
off, by the way.
Your
That's how
original
people say
fans
they
want you to
fall
stay
off, by the way.
underground.
I
Critics
guess.
want evolution. Casual listeners want the same thing that made them fans in the first place. You can't please everyone. You know this intellectually, but you try anyway, fragmenting yourself across audiences,
This is the
becoming
fall
less
off.
coherent as you become
The
more
fall off
popular.
level.
The music that made you special starts sounding like everything else.
Oh,
Level
nah.
6, The Reckoning. 5 years into major success, you're exhausted in ways that sleep doesn't fix. The schedule is endless. Recording sessions that run until dawn, tours that span months and continents, interviews where you answer the same questions 100 times, obligations that multiply faster than you can track them. Everyone wants a piece. The label wants albums on their timeline. The sponsors want appearances at their events. The fans want access to every moment of your life. The collaborators
This
want
is like,
features that will boost their
damn, bro. Like, I'm
profiles.
actually looking at it, bro.
You become a
I'm
resource to
laughing
be
because, bro,
extracted
this
rather
actually
than a
looks like
person to be known.
artists, bro. Like,
Your
this is what they
closest
go
friends
through.
are people on your payroll.
Oh
The
my
manager, the publicist, the
gosh.
security guard who's been with you since the first tour. Everyone else has been filtered out by success. Old friends resent your absence or
It
your
sucks.
wealth. New friends want
Always
things
gotta
from
drop
you.
your day ones, by the
The
way.
isolation
Always.
at the top is real, and it's not what the songs make it sound like. Your relationships have collapsed. Your friendships exist mainly through group chats.
Damn.
The person you were before this, you can barely
This
remember
gonna make me
him.
cry.
The label wants another album. The last one underperformed,
The label
which
wants
means it only
another
went
album.
platinum instead of multi-platinum.
Jesus, bro.
In normal terms, massive success. In industry terms, a disappointment.
Terrible.
The conversations about your future have a different tone now. You watch artists who came up with you fade away. Some adapt, find new niches,
Adapt.
reinvent themselves for
That's
audiences
actually
that
an
keep
adapt
changing.
fit right there. The second
Some
one.
burn out spectacularly, public breakdowns, addiction spirals, careers that end in tabloid headlines. Some just disappear quietly, their
It's
pages
kinda
untouched,
scary.
their streams
It's
declining until they're forgotten.
This is like
The
very
industry
dark and
doesn't
eerie.
retire people gracefully. It extracts what it can and moves on to the next source of content. The artists who survive long term are either lucky or strategic,
Lucky?
or both. You're trying to be
L-U-C-K-I?
both. You're not sure you're
Perchance?
succeeding. You don't want to be forgotten. But you also don't want to be the 60-year-old still chasing relevance, still trying to connect with audiences who have moved on, still pretending the old magic can
What
be
is this, like, 50
recaptured through
Cent?
force of will.
Damn, you should be having
You
that
don't
much
want
money
to
if
be
you went
forgotten.
flat.
But you also don't want to be
You went
this.
flat that many times?
A machine producing content on someone else's schedule, chasing numbers that will never be enough, performing a version of yourself that you manufactured for audiences who don't know the difference.
What is that, like
The
saying he's a
contract is
robot?
ending. The label wants to renegotiate. Better terms this
Oh.
time, they say. More creative control, recognition of what you've built. But freedom looks like something else entirely. Independence, ownership, making music because you want to, not
Facts.
because the machine
Facts.
requires feeding.
Isn't that like
You
the,
remember the
splitter
closet booth,
whatever it's called,
the
splitter
USB
box?
microphone,
I need one.
the house party where nobody knew it was you, where the only thing that mattered was whether the song was good. The joy
Ooh,
of creation
that's
before
kinda cold.
creation became commerce.
Yo, I gotta remember that this is
The
AI
feeling of
talking,
making
by the
something
way. This isn't
true
even fun
before
anymore,
truth
now that I
became a
think about it.
brand. The music industry is designed to make you forget that feeling. It replaces passion with product, art with content, authenticity with marketability. It turns musicians into machines that produce units on schedule. But the feeling is still in there somewhere, buried under years of compromise and calculation, hidden beneath layers of polish and production. The kid who recorded at 2 a.m. because the music was bursting
Why
out
are
of
his
him,
eyebrows on
that
fire?
kid didn't
Yo,
die.
this is the weird AI
He just
stuff
got
you told
lost.
about, though.
You're going to find him again. You're going to remember why you started. Whatever it
I
costs,
swear he was not that little.
whatever
when
you
the
have to
video
walk
started.
away from,
I swear he
whatever
stayed the
version
same
of
size at all
success you have to
time.
sacrifice. The closet is still there.
He did not
The
grow a
microphone
single
still
bit.
works.
Not even
The
age.
music
He
is
didn't
still
age a
waiting.
single bit.
And it was always about the music.
Damn, that's cold. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That kind of seems dark. Does it not? I low key think that's like kind of dark though. Damn. I don't know they'd be going through that though. Is that true or is that all like AI like slop made up like bum information?